Hey guys, we're back. Episode 6, I think. And we're doing Drug Bus. Yeah! More Drug Bus. Woo! Repetition! So much fun! Eat my shorts. My pants. My droopy gangster pants. Eat my pants! Oh shit. That can counter me. Fuck. Ow! God damn it. Eat shit. Noob Lord. I was talking earlier about how, oh, okay, that's glitched. Oh shit. Don't kill me. I was talking earlier about how I don't play multiplayer games as much. League of Legends is the one exception to that. I do play me a fair bit of League, like not a lot, and I'm not super skilled. I hover around 1250 elo, although I'm a little low right now. It's enjoyable, and like it's the first multiplayer game I've ever like come to enjoy as a competition. Oh, get off me. What? I was pressing Y. What do you want from me? I was pressing Y. Get off my dick. And it's interesting because it's like the only game I've ever like actually competed within. And it's also interesting. Oh, god damn it! In that I'm not gonna die in a Let's Play. I'm not gonna die. There we go. Health regen. OP. And it's also interesting that each game is effectively the same thing over and over again. And what people practice is just doing the same thing better than last time, or in response to, wait, dogs are making 2, really? Or, you know, in response to other stimuli. I mean, and that's what this game is, basically. Like, the fist fighting is just, responding to the opponents acting differently than the other ones did. I mean, that's essentially the core of games, isn't it? Just different situations, different actions. And League of Legends has like boiled that down to a like an equation, I guess, really well, so that someone who's quote unquote good at League of Legends can like replicate a good action over and over again, like and find the correct like stimulation and do the response stimuli response to that. Where's the camera? There we go. Alright. Cord goes into the floor. Okay, we've got to go under this to find the lockbox. We gotta break the concrete. Nope, it's right here. And I find that kind of interesting. And this is something I don't find interesting, because these things are basically the same. Oh, wow, really? I didn't get any of those? 5, 6, 7, okay. Oh, alright. So, 6, 5, 7. God damn, are you serious? Okay, 6, 7, 5. There we go. I get to go to the house again! Yay! Doing the same mission over and over again. It's the definition of fun. That's also something I think open world games need to fix. It's just the illusion of depth, I think is what I'd call it. I'm gonna lose a star if I steal this. I'm just gonna run. Like having this. Oh, I don't know how long it's gonna take me. Like 2 hours, 2.5 hours to do every one of these drug busts. That's not depth, and that's also not even like, I wouldn't even consider that gameplay time. It's just like collectibles, because like if you weren't doing 100% run like I am, you'd have no reason to do more than half of these. And like it doesn't really add to the game that much. Like the last time you played an open world game of think of the most fun you had. Now think of this like the second most fun you had. Were either of those like any of the collectibles? No, they weren't. They're probably like running over a hooker and something funny happened, or like a time an NPC did something really stupid or funny, or like a really memorable mission. It wasn't like, oh man, you know that 57th drug bust I did, where the same group of gangsters was there to defend it, and I beat the shit out of them, and then I went to my house, and I waited for the white shield to pop up, then I pressed the A button. Oh, that was so great, man! Oh, that was so fun, I wish I could do that again. That was so... No, you're just like, I have to do this again. So, like, the game wouldn't really lose much, other than artificial length, by them taking that out. And, emergent gameplay is pretty important in games that are as unscripted as Sleeping Dogs is. And, these drug busts don't... Oh, crap. I have to go around. I don't want to accidentally trigger the mission there. Sleeping Dogs, doesn't, favor emergent gameplay as much as it should. Because, like, if you look around the game, they did a really good job at, like, making the citizens reactive and interesting. Like, look at this hobbling old man. You can tell he's older, and he just messes with his hair there. Like, they just look really alive for an open-world game. Like, if you look at, like, Grand Theft Auto's pedestrian system, they look way less interesting than this does. And that's something they should accentuate. They should just, like, I don't know. Okay, good example. Skyrim. You guys know how Skyrim uses I don't know what they call it, but basically, like, all the NPCs can generate a mission at any time just by being interesting and complex. That's what open world games should focus on more. Is just gameplay that, like, adds to the strengths of a game, not just, like, increase its length artificially. And I'm kind of, like, preaching to the choir, because, like, no one's gonna be like, oh man, I want less complexity in my open world games. And we all know that, like, the companies would put that in their games if they could. And it's just like a matter of budget and difficulty to put that in there. But it still should be focused on, I think. And I know I've been harping on Sleeping Dogs a lot, but you guys really should play the game. I think it's this guy. It's a pretty fun game. The controls are very satisfying. I'd say the combat is second only to Devil May Cry and Batman, which is a huge compliment. And another thing that this game doesn't get enough credit for is that 10,000. Another thing this game doesn't get enough credit for is the fact that it's optimized for the PC so good. While I'm making the Let's Play, and whenever I, like, finish an episode, you know, I have to go into Audacity and edit stuff before I can continue. I Alt-Tab, and the game automatically goes to a window pretty quickly. It doesn't, like, freeze the computer up. I'm gonna change the page up. And it, Right. I'll go this one. And it's really efficient, and it looks good. It uses more resources than the consoles do. Looks better than the consoles. It has better draw distance than the consoles. It's a good PC port, as they say. A good console port, as they say. I mean, they obviously made it for consoles first, which is the. Do I have another? There we go. It was obviously, like, made for consoles first, which is unfortunate, but it's kind of the way AAA games work in this industry. Oh, this is like a missions end, but it's actually part of the song. So I think we really have to, as a community, react positively whenever someone does something right in that regards, because, like, this game has DirectX 11 compatibility, which is huge, because the consoles only feature DirectX 9, and they're holding back the video games industry, because developers don't really see it as necessary to add DirectX 10 or DirectX 11 to their games, because, you know, the consoles won't be able to use them. but this game does it right, and I think that's worth praising. So that's one of the things I like about this game. The other is obviously the graphics, and the story. So good. I've mentioned that several times, but this story is amazing. I don't even know like what to compare it to. Like, it's, you like the characters feel real and not just like shoehorned in the game. Like, whenever something big and bad happens in the story, you genuinely feel bad. Like, I can say after point X that I'm not going to talk about any further because I don't want to spoil it for you guys happened, I felt like sick to my stomach. I'm like, wow, I was really attached to the way things used to be, and when they changed, it's just like, man, that sucks. And that a story can do that in a video game, no less, is really telling of how good the writers are. In the the designers. And I'd say any time in the past before now, it's only been movies and to a point TV shows that can evoke the same emotions that some games can. But gaming's really evolving as an industry to the point that storytelling is actually a strength and not just a liability. Calm down. Just go away. You don't have to go away. And I'm happy for it. Like, I'm really happy I'm alive now compared to like 10 years ago. I feel like the games industry is only going to keep improving eventually. Like, there's gonna be some bad parts in the industry. There always will be. So let's try 4 there, 0 here, 7 here, and 8 here. And like, despite all my cynicism, I'm really excited at where the games industry is going to be in like 5 years. Why did I choose 7 again? I'm not an intelligent man. And like whenever E3 or Gamescom comes around, I'm routinely impressed at what they managed to show off. And I have high hopes for the place. I feel like movies as an industry has become so widespread that there can't really be growth anymore. Like, people can do new stuff, but it doesn't really feel like new stuff. It just feels like, oh, that's something unique to this movie that no one else is gonna replicate. Like Pan's Labyrinth. No one's done anything like that since. Like, it was unique and a good movie, but like, you don't feel like, oh, this is gonna change the industry. But with video games, something like Minecraft comes out, and there's Terraria, there's Starbound, there's so many games that try to emulate it and capture the magic that Minecraft had, because, you know, everything you add to the industry just collectively changes everything that's going to come. And that's something not many industries have anymore because they're so widespread. And I think, did that guy just steal her purse? It's like it. Or try to. Oh, that's cool. But yeah. I feel like the smallness of the intelligent gaming industry is a real strength because it allows to evolve further than it could if, I don't know, if it was part of like the widespread appeal of gaming. Like, if intelligent gaming was like the popular thing to do instead of like Call of Duty or sports games or something like that, then the industry wouldn't change much, and we'd see it kind of like, well, can you tell the difference between like an action movie from 2005 and 2012? I don't think you can really. Like, they have the same influences, kind of look the same, the explosions are the same color, they have the same structure. But can you tell the difference between an action game in 2012 and 2005? You definitely can. Industry is moving so much faster, and there's so much more influence in it, and I'm just excited to be part of it. Gonna have to... No, I have a little bit of episode left. I got time. Getting kinda sick of these drug busts, though. Kinda wear on you. Okay, you guys ready? I am about to press the A button. 3, 2, 1. Ugh. Ugh. All right, you guys gonna have to study my videos for a while to get skills like that. You know, it was really hard. It's a good thing I played this game through once already, because I wouldn't have been able to do that on my first playthrough. Like, I moved my thumb from the right analog stick, right? Like, I went over to the green button, and I pushed my thumb down. I'm pretty impressed that I pulled that off. Not gonna lie to you guys. Pretty impressed. God, there's road work going on our whole street, and it's kinda obnoxious. I want them to go away. Alright, combat training isn't gonna be useful. I'm gonna go to this clothing store and just see what they got. What you got?
Can I help you?
Yes, you can. See, do I want my motorcycle or my car? I'll get my car. Because I just bought it, you know, gotta celebrate the big investment. Sail, 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 sail. ICOs. 3% off? Hot damn, would you look at that? 3% off. Wait a second. 15. Oh, 4 for 50, okay.
Hey.
Torso. I don't want to lose my thug bonus.
Close. Sheep, right here.
Oh wait, no, it's just melee damage? Okay, screw that. If it's just melee damage, I want to actually look cool. Let's see, do I... T-Rex. T-Rex for sure. Right, pants. No. No. Okay, I'll stay in my current jeans. Shoes. Let's go blue. No, let's go green.
I like it.
Green, nice shoes. No hat, I don't think.
Hey, buddy.
Bracelets.
You looking for a bucket?
Yes, definitely. That'll make face go so much faster. Oh, nice. Okay, so I have 10% bonus on face because I have this necklace that you can't see and this bracelet. I'll go one more drug place, then I'm gonna cut the episode. This looks like the last drug place in the southeast side that I can get to. Wait, why is this called North Point? You guys seen this, right? North Point. It's on the southeast side of the island. What the hell? Alright, so I'm gonna do this drug bust. It's raining again. Oh! Hey, thanks! I didn't like this car anyway, jerks. So what should I talk about more in the last like 5 minutes of the episode? I know! Reviews. Dangerous opinion. Reviews are a piece of shit. They are unhelpful, and they don't convey very much information, and I don't like them. Thanks for hitting my car, Dick. Like, if you look at today's reviews, can you find any, like, AAA game where they rated it, like, less than 70% or 7 stars? You really can't, because if anyone saw a rating of less than 70, they'd never buy the game. And who do you think pays for advertising on those gaming sites? Answer: AAA game developers. Like, they're... Like, the designation of a bad game is like a 75% rating. in today's journalism standards, and that's not healthy. Like, you think like 20% would be a bad score for a game. But if any gaming place gave a game like 20%, it'd be because the game was like Farm Simulator 2010 or something like that. Just something that like no one in their right mind would play unironically. And it's kind of shit. It's kind of unhealthy for the gaming industry to overinflate it like that, because like almost every game you play is, God, never fast. Oh, I was fast enough. Any game you're gonna play over the next couple years, they're all gonna be like 80% probably, and that's so dumb and unhelpful. Like, it kind of feels dishonest, sleazy, and games get perfect scores way too often too. Like, a lot of games get 10 out of 10 when it really doesn't deserve it just because they do something new. And I don't think I've played a flawless game. That's what 10 out of 10 signifies to me. So, unless I, like, encountered a game that, like, cured people's cancer and, you know, looked like real life and had a tiny file size and gave me free pizza whenever I played, I wouldn't give it a 10 out of 10. And like places like Metacritic and stuff like that has only reinforced that. I know it's like Metacritic is the users reviewing the content, but they're still applying the same limitations that gaming journalism has. That, you know, I'm not gonna play a game that's less than 70%. I'm not gonna enjoy a game that's less than like 85%. And money equals goodness. And I don't like popular gaming at the moment, I guess. Like, the indie scene is really where development comes from in the world of video games today. And indie, you guys know that indie is like a kind of a new thing, right? Like, back in the PlayStation era, there weren't indie games for that. They're like lesser budgeted games, but most of those still came from like the big developers. Because it took a lot of money to make a video game, and people weren't ready for the big investment, because it was still a relatively new thing back then. But you know, today you can make a video game for like $1,000 if you're making it on your own, and it's still gonna look pretty good. And that allows you to, you know, take some risks that the big companies wouldn't take. Like, Sleeping Dogs is a pretty big risk taker, although it's, what, like a $10 million video game? I mean, it takes a lot of risks. That's... I wouldn't play it otherwise, if it was just, like, conforming to a bunch of stuff. Like, if it conformed to a bunch of metas. Like, it does a little bit, but it does it a lot less than other games. Like, it's not derivative, it tries to do its own thing. But most AAA games are all like, what is the winning formula, and how can I act like the winning formula in order to get a piece of the pie? And it makes sense, because that's the kind of stuff that earns them the most money, but it's not good for the industry. Stuff like Starbound is super exciting, because nothing like that's been done before. And I just think indie's gonna eventually, like, overtake AAA games, and game budgets are gonna finally go back down. Because game budgets are, like, almost like cheap movie budgets these days, which is a ridiculously large amount of money. And so because of that, they have to do things like sell DLC, and, like, scam customers, and they'll have stuff like online passes. Stuff like that detracts from the industry, but, like, the companies need it to, like, make up for the huge amount of money they already spent on the game. And, like, it doesn't make for good games, and being able to invest, like, a small amount for an indie game and still have, like, something really inventive and fun come out of that, I just feel like more and more indie games are gonna take the, what am I looking for? They're just gonna like lead the pack, and finally AAA companies are gonna start emulating indie games. And I feel like there's gonna be like a big AAA studio that's gonna have thousands of projects of just indie games, because they know one of them's gonna be successful and earn them a bunch of money, and they're gonna pay people to innovate and try dangerous things because they're not putting a huge investment into it. And I look forward to that day. And I leave you with those words. Episode 7, I'll be doing story missions probably, and not doing another drug bust for a long time. So have a great day, and eat your vegetables.